Well, hello everyone. It looks like Facebook Live did not want to cooperate with me today. So I will be posting this post the lunch hour and bring you our regular, our next in the series, Step into Your Greatest Health Using Food as Medicine. We're in the 3 E's to Optimal Health Empowerment series. My name is Vlen Hawkins. I'm part of the Hippocrates Docs and Just One Thing for Health team. And we want to help you to learn this information and shift your way of eating, your way of thinking, and change your life for the better, especially if you're someone who suffers from a chronic illness or obesity or allergies, anything of that nature. So join us today as we talk about food pairings, vegetables and fruits. Do they all go together? I thought that was a really great question because honestly, I never really thought about it. I do recall getting information around eat this with this versus this with that, but it didn't really connect as far as why. We're going to talk a little bit about why today. Welcome once again to the 3 E's to Optimal Health Using Food as Medicine. We're actually going to be in that educate, experiment, and empowerment space so that you can learn this information and let your veggies and your fruits love you the way that you are going to learn to love them if you don't already. I actually love my fruits and vegetables. Can't get enough. The only thing that, and this is me, the only thing that I would like in addition to right now is for somebody else to prepare it for me. Wouldn't we all love that? Well, not happening today. It's not happening right here, but it is something you can make happen. So, how do you prepare vegetables with vegetables and fruit with fruit and vegetables with fruit? We're going to talk about that today. What food does inside our bodies and why we want to educate ourselves, experiment to see what our bio-individuality reveals to us, and empower ourselves to take the next steps in being proactive about our health. It starts with the food we eat and using food as our medicine and not our poison. We're either hearing or experiencing the stories around autoimmune disease, chronic illness, diabetes, all sorts of things, heart disease, obesity, and similar illnesses in that they're running rampant in today's global society. The question is, can we use food as our medicine? And if so, how? Today is about how we pair those vegetables and fruits so they work as medicine optimally. We all think that a bowl of fruits and vegetables is the best kind of meal one can have, and that's the case. It's plant foods. We chop it all up, chop up the fruits and salad, vegetables, and everything that's in our refrigerator. We squeeze that lime and add a dash of sea salt or pink Himalayan salt, if any at all. I recommend don't if you don't have to. Some seasonings other than herb seasonings or herb seasonings, whatever seasonings are best for you that have no salt, no sugar in them, no MSG. Well, we believe it is the healthiest way to live. But is just throwing all that stuff together always the best? Or is there a way to identify what makes it even better? I'm going to share a few things with you that will hopefully help you to think about even a whole plant lifestyle being one that you want to do intentionally. And with the same experience you had with eating that fast food that wasn't good for you, you can do that with this. So here goes. And you've probably heard this stuff before, and not that it made sense then, but I promise you, because I had to make it make sense to me, probably going to make sense to you. So there are foods that are acidic, that are sweet, and that are neutral. And if that's not how you're categorizing your fruits when you're combining them, you need a lesson in how to go about making your salads so that they can get in you, get digested well, and do what they need to do in your gut area. Excuse me, creating a healthy microbiome. With veggies, it's more like nutrient dense and high in antioxidants and how they pair to give your body the best and the most in nutrients. So first of all, you want to be careful when mixing fruits and vegetables with each other. There's some that have the school of thought that you shouldn't mix the two. I'm not there because I'm looking at a couple of things and we'll share that with you. But second of all, you shouldn't combine fruits with each other that aren't compatible. And that's the issue. It's compatibility. And this basically depends on the speed of digestion of different fruits and vegetables. What makes them compatible means that they go through your system similarly and they don't compete against each other. Many combinations of foods that you're making perhaps inhibit or hinder optimal digestion and assimilation into the body and the bloodstream because they're competing with each other. They're not complementing each other. And you wouldn't really realize that about fruits and vegetables because it's like fruits and vegetables, I just want to eat it all. But there is something to consider when it comes to to put in your bowl the next time you want some fruits and vegetables to go together. Melons. Let's talk about melons. Cantaloupe. They're called celibates. They never pair up with anything else. They don't want to have them by themselves because they may not digest well with any other fruits. You know, we're educating you now. How do you know that? Because it's not something that's going to kill you. You might have a little bit of discomfort. You're doing it in a way that does cause some discomfort. Experiment, because that's how you will know how it acts for you. Remember last time we talked about bio-individuality? That's where experimentation is so important, and you will be your own best experiment. So melons, they don't digest the same as other fruits. They actually digest faster than most other fruits because of their high water content. So it was kind of suggested avoid mixing your watermelons, your muskmelons, cantaloupe, and honeydews with other fruits that don't digest similarly fast because of their water content. But like watermelon can pair well with pineapples and grapes. It's still based on proportionate levels of water content, how fast they digest together, and the nutrients and antioxidants that are in them that work with you, that you can actually get pulled out of the fruits in this case to be used well. So not so much. You're not going to have that much with melons and things like bananas or watermelons, pineapples, and grapes with bananas so much because bananas take longer to digest. They're more solid, they're less water content. And so there's a different set of enzymes that come in when you're talking about digesting bananas. Another tip here, never have acidic or subacidic fruits with sweet fruit. So what does that mean? Acidic versus subacidic? Try not to mix acidic fruits like grapefruits and strawberries or subacidic fruits like apples or pomegranates and peaches with sweet fruits like bananas and raisins. You'll have better digestion keeping them separate. However, you can mix acidic and subacidic fruits. So you can mix grapefruits and apples and strawberries and apples and pomegranates and peaches. But bananas and raisins, and you can feel the density in them. You know that they are going to digest differently. But consider this, because of that, and for a similar reason, you should mix like guavas and bananas. Guavas are a little more in water content than bananas. Some studies claim that the two paired together can even increase your chances of nausea and acidosis. Hey, you don't want any of that. All vegetables are great, but it really too is about how you're bringing them in your system so that they can digest optimally, pull out the nutrients optimally, and allow your body to use them optimally, okay? Um, there's one school of thought to be careful about how you combine your fruits with vegetables because they do digest differently. Fruits have a quicker pace of digestion. And in fact, many nutritionists say they're pretty digested by almost by the time they hit your stomach. These acids work on them immediately. Also, it's have more sugar content, so you want to make sure that your pairing, they don't have a lot of sugar and oil together. They don't break down together. Um, so with them having more sugar content, something that can hinder the digestion process of vegetables can be fruit. If you're one like me who like a little fruity sweetness in your salads and in your hot veggies, is there adding fruits to those dishes in a proportionate way, like 1/3 or 1/4 to the recipe? And that will tell you, um, there's a great quinoa dish or and you can tell by that recipe the proportion of pineapples to the rest of the ingredients. And if you let that be like a benchmark for what it is that you're adding your fruit to these delicious vegetable dishes. And the right proportion the right proportion of fruits will not only give sweet taste to your vegetable dish, it's not enough to interfere in the digestive process. But again, experiment. See how you feel after you created one of these amazing dishes and tested it on yourself. And the thing though is moving to a whole plant lifestyle, eating plant foods, raw or cooked. A lot more happens in the raw space because those fruits and vegetables are in their most natural state, and your body does absorb more of the nutrient value than with cooked items. So consider that when you're eating your fruits and vegetables because that is one of the fastest ways to lose excess pounds, weight, and keep it off. It's the fastest way to reverse chronic illnesses, to calm inflammation, and to reverse certain health conditions like heart disease and things like that. So when we're looking at bringing this information to you, we're wanting to bring more of what you can use and understand in order to adopt this lifestyle. Be a part of the whole food plant-based movement. Help others to understand this information as well by I've got a tool for you, simply direct them to justonethingforhealth.com. Find out all that is there in the way of information like what I'm sharing. Go to the interviews tab, go to the recipes tab. You'll find it right there. And learn, educate yourself, educate others by making some of these dishes and sharing it. Gosh, this is good. What's in here? Quinoa, cashews, pineapple, and some seasoning. I mean, it's just really simple recipes. A lot of the recipes that we share on the website have 10 ingredients or less than 30 minutes to prepare. And we're adding more all the time. So you'll be able to scroll through and get recipe after recipe after recipe. There'll be more out there. We're going to start categorizing them. And if you have a great recipe, do share it with us. We'd love to publish it on the website along with others. We'll give you credit for it. You don't have to worry about that. And do it. Do the experimentation. See how you feel and adjust things accordingly. Isn't that really got the recipes that they ended up in the end, they didn't even know like how many ingredients they put in. They just knew that it's this, and this, and it was all proportioned appropriately. But today we're looking at things changing and looking at it was more plant-based meals back to that because we evolved into the racket of back to where we started and using more whole plant food to fuel our bodies and the optimal systems in our body system. Now, here's a couple more things. Mixing starchy and high protein fruits and vegetables. So, only a few fruits are starchy in nature, and those include bananas, plantains, but there are many vegetables that are starchy in nature, like corn, potatoes, cowpeas, black-eyed peas, water chestnuts. You shouldn't mix them with high-protein fruits and vegetables such as raisins, guava, and broccoli because they're less compatible. However, I do want to also say proportion is the key. So if you're making a great spinach and broccoli dish and you want to throw some corn in there, some water chestnuts, consider proportion. It may be good, but it's something that your body tells you about a little later. Consider eliminating something out of that because of the mix. Because your body needs an acidic base to digest proteins and an alkaline base to digest starches. So having them compete isn't optimal. You want to do the things that will allow your body to be in its optimal state all the time. So maybe you have that dish that is more protein-based and that combination of vegetables. And for lunch, and then for dinner, you have the one that's a little, actually, you might want to read that. But you have one that is high on the other side of the spectrum. And, this actually made me rethink how my body's reacting to some of the things that I eat. Because I love my salads with bits of oranges and raisins and quinoa mixed together. And I'm going to be paying more attention to what my body says after I consume it to be that it likes it. If there's bloating or, gas or anything like that, I'm going to have to rethink this. It's time to experiment, pay attention to the results, right? So that should help you along the way. First off, consume between 4 to 6 fruits at one time in that compatible space. Next, if you have had a lot of proteins during the day, next morning, have some papaya. It contains papain and it breaks down proteins. Another one is having eaten salt. This is one of the reasons why I eliminate salt from everything that I eat now, and even actually some peppercorn pepper in my green tea with ginger and turmeric in it. Actually tastes so good. But if you ever overeat salt, have a water-based fruit like watermelon the next morning to flush out the salt. And sometimes you have a great plant-based dish and we're eating crackers. They may be even rice-based or based or flaxseed-based crackers because the processing, there's probably a lot of sodium in them too. So consider that, which makes fruit a great dish. And because of the kinds of fruits that we can eat, I never thought about what I eat yesterday that I ate fruit to kind of balance that might eat. And it's not that hard. And once you get to know this kind of information, your body will help you to recognize that. Your body will tell you this morning, oh, I feel great today. Tomorrow, maybe because of what you ate today, a banana would be great in the morning. So share your comments. Let us know what you know already. I know there's a lot of people who've been doing this for quite a while. Let us know what you've experienced and give additional information you may hear. Put a comment in the comment section. And now about the fact that it's spring, right? Although we're in an area we've been getting a lot of rain. Today was supposed to be sunshine. I'm enjoying some of that. But did you know that certain vegetables do best when they're paired with certain others in your vegetable garden? Well, in our next episode, Bob Hoffman here, just in your own garden. So I to do that, but I'm the one who wants to study the chill first. See what it looks like. Talking about so that I can paint a picture of what it is that I'm going to do. That's what we're going to be next week. We've already started your vegetable season, just waiting for winter to look at them. And I know Bob has. And he's fired up that you're with us. And I'm about that. But for your garden, I'm interested to know that some vegetables grow better when paired with certain others. And there are some should be paired together. So next week too. But for example, I know what should and what shouldn't. And if you are a garden planter, you already know this. But it said it carries helpful to the growth of peas because they secrete some kind of substance to the soil that pea. Another example of a successful is planting onions or flower. Another mom mentioned me that once where she was told to plant the right seeds in rows of dirt because she said that this vegetable likes that one and they support each other in their growth. And or says it was like, okay, whatever you say, right? So having a relationship where certain pairings of plants benefit the other actually has a name. It's referred to as companion planting. And I once did a crowdfunding campaign, and it was this husband and wife, and they were teaching, they were school teachers, and one was a science teacher, the other was an English teacher, I think. But anyway, they came together and they decided, what can we do to really spark up the family around food? And one of the things they came up with was their demonstration was an Ellen fish tank. And you probably this isn't something that's new, but they got the best dirt and they planted all kinds of stuff. And I considered that one of the things they taught was making sure that you plant the stuff in that container that supports everything else that you plant in there. Because they work together in a variety of ways, like they improve flavor because they're feeding off of each other so they become more robust in flavor. They attract the right pollinators. They repel the bad bugs. And they provide shelter from for each other if they're planted outside. If that's the case, for one, make a little bit of sense that the case is the same for eating them. Well, let's get educated and experiment to empower us to do this and do it well. And if you want to learn more about this whole plant stuff, if you're just starting out doing more, you're an athlete and you know that you could do better with your diet and you want a place where you know that there are medical doctors that have provided this information, you're here. Just one thing for health.com, and it's just number 4, health.com. And do us a favor, sign up for our free, that's right, it's free, Challenge Better Health email series. Each week you'll get an email about a challenge that the doctor has challenged you to do, to just one thing for your health, and you'll learn why it's a good move, along with the overall benefits you'll be getting from doing it. There's a lot of information there, scientific information, medical peer-reviewed studies that are linked to it that actually show the proof that this lifestyle works. I just got a note from Peter yesterday or earlier today, or my days blend together these days, that really talked about um, there was a recent conference of medical doctors in lifestyle medicine, and they opened up the conference with basically a keynote about the fact that whole plant lifestyle is now changing so many lives, that they're encouraging all of their doctors to do this in a better way. And we actually have a way for doctors to share more of this type of information. And if you're a doctor or a health practitioner and you want your patients or your clients to eat better, but you don't have the time and the availability to help them, teaching them that information, they can sign up for the free email series, and we have collateral that we can give to you to use to help share that information. Our mission is to help support the movement of using food as medicine, people understanding this, and thus eliminating all of these diseases and the epidemic that we're in. You know, the coronavirus is going around and people are wondering, well, what can I do? How can I protect myself? Being healthy in the way that we're teaching and educating and really trying to inspire others to be is what will help you to stay safe as environments change like this, because this isn't going to be the last time we see something like this that we're going to be concerned about. And concern can be counterbalanced by education and preparation. So, and a face mask is not going to do as much as making sure that your body is going to heal these things. The other day, I hear the news that someone has been cured, someone has gotten better, someone has been released from hospital because they were showing these other parts in their system. And I wish to say that more people eating a whole plant diet, living a whole plant lifestyle, we will not only change our own lives, the lives of our families, but we'll change our environments, we'll change communities, we'll change countries, will change the planet. And that's our goal. That's what we are out here to do. So take the first step, sign up now for your free Just One Thing for All Challenge to Better Health email series.